Pastor Mark Burns, of course, Donald Trump's spiritual advisor and friend, joins us now. Well, congratulations, Mark. I don't actually think we've spoken on the air since it all happened.
No, we haven't. I'm going to tell you, this is, again, a historical moment, historical time for America and the rest of the world. I mean, we witnessed the greatest political comeback in U.S. history, and I'm just so happy to have a front row seat to watch the greatest president in our lifetime do what God has called him to do, and that is to lead this nation where we won the trifecta. We won the House, which is Congress. We won the U.S. Senate. And we control the Supreme Court, the judiciary branch, and we have the executive branch. So there is no excuse for the next 4 years that President Trump should be able to get everything that he set out to do with the supporting Congress and supporting House and supporting Senate.
And he started off already quickly out the blocks, even before he's actually president. He's already he's saying there's only two sexes. He's going to arrest. He's even stopping the lawfare, and they've all stopped their cases because they're going to end up in prison for using. It's brilliant what he's doing from now, isn't it? He is a mover.
I mean, listen, the fact that he appointed, nominated Matt Gaetz, Congressman Matt Gaetz, my friend, to be the Attorney General and to weed out the Gestapo corruption that is happening in the what they use to go after President Trump and other supporters of the America First movement. Those Democrats use that the injustice system to go after us. Matt Gaetz is going to turn it around.
Good. What do you?
Are they going to end up in prison? These people?
No, probably not. But well, they might do. But the fact is, we had Precious Muir on the show talking to you, and you had a bit of a bust-up with her. She said that there's no way that Donald Trump was going to win. Now, I knew he was going to win because Mark told me.
We can't get hold of her anymore.
But she doesn't answer her calls. No. The problem, of course, is that Donald Trump has now got a position where he can never be president again. So this is his last. He can really go for it.
Not according to Robert De Niro. He's going to be there forever now, isn't he?
What do you think of all these people who burst into tears and started? Would you like a latte?
Thank you, Garson.
What do you think of all these people who burst into tears when they found out he'd won?
Well, listen. The reality of it is, they said this. When he ran the first term. Those same characters said they were going to leave en masse. Whoopi Goldberg, Robert De Niro, these same people who are really irrelevant in American politics and really in American culture. These are has-beens.
They've made themselves more irrelevant now, haven't they?
Right, absolutely. I mean, the reality of it is that their numbers stink, their polling stink. The reality is people don't watch them like they used to, so they don't have a lot of relevancy. But they said this back in 2016. But those people are ignorant. They won't leave the.
They're psychologically disturbed, and that's why they were crying. I think they're infected. I think it's happened from social media because they actually believe the crap they're saying. They've got derangement, haven't they? I mean, seriously,
deranged syndrome.
They need to get some medical help.
It's the Trump deranged syndrome. I mean, they all had it.
And but it's not just Trump, it's happening here. It's a left wing, it's a loony left derangement syndrome.
But
you gotta bring them into the UK and we'll straighten that out too over there.
By the way, thank you very much indeed for the invitation to the inaugural ball. Whether I can make it or not will be, I'll have to wait to see.
I might go as an ambassador.
But if I don't, I might send him as an ambassador. He can't get insured.
Well, that tells me right there, you still have time for those that are there because we have so many dignitaries that are coming from all over the world. We're having crown princes, royal princes, we're having kings, we're having heads of states, we're having ambassadors and other members of the diplomatic corps. And hopefully I'll have James Well and Ash to come. But there's going to be so many dignitaries that's going to be there at my ball, at the Multicultural Coalition U.S. Presidential Inaugural Ball that's going to happen the night after the inauguration. Go to impact.cc if you still want to register.
There it is on the screen.
There it is on the screen. You can have a look at that.
Multicultural Coalition.
And we might see you there.
I hope so.
Might do some recording and play it on the programme that week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I think it would be amazing for you guys to be there.
Can I fly an Air Force One? Can we sort
that? Will the president make an appearance?
Well, there's a highly likely that the president will make an appearance. But, again, there's so much request that is coming after the president. I literally just got a text from him as I'm sitting right here in the chair. There's a lot of people trying to reach out to him, but I wouldn't be shocked if he came.
Yeah.
But even if the president can't come, he's done so much for me already. He's done so much for so many of us that were loyal back in 2015, and I don't see it to stop anytime soon. I mean, we all played a part, but he is the biggest player that crossed the finish line.
In the future, we talked about this many years ago when I first met you, and you have aspirations to become president.
Congress.
Still?
The first black president of America, you say you're going to be.
Well, the first real black president of the United States of America. And we're talking about policy. Again, Donald Trump is the blackest president we've ever had regarding policy. But listen, I'm here to serve at the pleasure of the president. And if the president deems that I'm worthy to serve him or continue to serve him, I'll serve at the pleasure of the president and serve in whatever capacity if he deems it.
If he was to offer you a job in the Senate, what would it be? What would you want?
Well, I can simply tell you this. I have a strong desire for the continent of Africa, right? And there's the one particular position called the ambassador of the African Union.
Yeah.
It's one that I believe that if I was offered, I would accept. Or anything that's in that continent where we want to strengthen the United States and Africa relationships and to weed out communism that is in Africa, China.
Because China is taking over Africa very quietly in the same way.
Like an empire.
Quietly, it kind of got its hooks into the United Kingdom and probably to America because, there are many, many things that seem to have originated in China.
Well, you never know. I might be the ambassador of the UK. You never know. I might get to come in.
Well, if you do, we can have regular meetings and I could be your unofficial advisor.
Absolutely. You're already one of my greatest friends, and you and Ash, and you guys have done such a wonderful job. You are part of the reason why President Trump won. I want to be very clear. I know you can't choose sides, but your program has spread millions around the globe. Even here in the United States, the president himself has watched this program, has signed his autograph.
Yeah, we got a couple of notes from him, didn't we? We saw that.
Yeah, personal notes. And so your messaging, where the mainstream media here in the United States block people like me from coming on to their stations, it is your network and stations like yours that has given us an opportunity to broadcast the message of Donald J. Trump and the true message that the left-wing media will not show you here in America. Your television program has allowed us to do that, and we thank you for that.
We're very pleased to have conversations with the people in positions of power, and unless, of course, you are prepared to hear one side. I know I fall out quite a lot with people, but that's because some of these people talk rubbish. But what I don't understand, I've been doing this job for over 50 years. I know people think it's a lot longer than that.
A lot of people think it's a lot longer.
I wonder how the left has become so prevalent within the world of the media.
Well, again, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they've losing control. I mean, they were speaking to one group of people. Donald Trump comes on the scene, and I see that happening in the conservative movement in the UK. They're speaking to the forgotten voices. We call them the silent majority here, and I imagine that's the same.
We do here.
And it's the other way around. The left wing in America and here have thrown away the working class. They're the elites, and they think the working class are horrible, dirty people and shouldn't be looked after.
And they forgot.
I think they probably would disagree with that, but yes.
Well, they'd be lying if they did.
Well, the reality of it is that we are the working people. We are the true voices, the true rank and file of both nations. We are brothers and sisters separated by a pond, speak the same language, have the same traditions, and so we're almost one people.
But they can identify with Trump, who's a billionaire, but he identifies with the working people, which is brilliant.
Well, I said this on television yesterday. I would take a billionaire who has had some, because they use, hey, he's bankrupt. He's bankrupt. He hired Elon Musk. He hired Vivek Ramaswamy for Dodge to fix the corruption in our government. I would take a billionaire who's bankrupt in the past any day, but who came back from bankruptcy and created millions of jobs, created several billion-dollar companies, than a career politician like a Joe Biden and a Kamala Harris, who's never created one job for the American
Well, most
people.
innovators have gone bankrupt many times before they make it. But on the inauguration, you're part of it, aren't you? You'll be in the Oval Office laying your hands and blessing him like the coronation.
Absolutely.
Here.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about that, what happens, because you've done it once before, obviously.
Well, you know, it's an honor anytime to be able to go inside the Oval Office. I've been blessed many times.
Not for Monica Lewinsky, it wasn't?
No, I wasn't there for Monica Lewinsky. Matter of fact, I was too young to vote for Bill Clinton. Let me just say that on the record, because when I ran for Congress, those anti-Trumpers used millions of dollars to say I voted for Bill Clinton when I was too young to even vote for Bill Clinton. But no, I wasn't there for Monica Lewinsky. But I was there to watch the hand of God touch Donald J. Trump. And I'm blessed to have been one of those hands several times to do that, and to be there in the Oval Office to see the president do what he's called and ordained by God to do.
And they spent $1 billion on there, 3 times what you spent on your...
Yeah, we know. All right, calm down.
So that's
Mark, we've got to go to a break.
We've got to go, Mark.
Will you shut... Do you know, I might not bring him.
I love you guys so much.
Annoying. So annoying. Mark, listen, we love you. Have a good weekend, and give our best wishes to President-elect Donald Trump. Thank you very much indeed, sir.
Bless y'all both.